Good morning, everybody. It's Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone is having a great start to their Saturday morning. It's time for your Matchday Warm Up Show, QPR versus Leeds, Sky Sports, once again, 12:30 kickoff, once again, away in London. Quick turnaround after the game the other night, of course, but, hopefully the players are well prepared and they're well rested, because I think today's game is going to be a lot more difficult than what some fans believe to be. So just before we get into it, as always, please make sure that you are smashing that like button on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new as well, and hit the notification bell, and of course get all your thoughts and opinions into the comment section down below. And if you are watching on Instagram, because we're live on Instagram, please make sure that you are following the page and heading over to YouTube and subscribing as well. So yeah, like I say, guys, how are we all feeling on this fine morning? I'm in a fairly good mood, I think. Fairly optimistic, especially after the win the other night. I think that if we had have dropped points again against Millwall, then I think I'd be feeling a lot more differently going into this game. But like I say, guys, QPR away has not been a good hunting ground for us in the past, but we need to put that right today. I don't really think past games. I don't really think past games really matter that much, in all honesty. But again, it's always in the back of your mind, isn't it? And Edward is in the building. Hi, mate. How we doing? All good? Edward is one of my members, who's actually stuck around to be a member, so I do appreciate that, mate. Just a quick word on memberships, actually, guys. I've updated the membership levels on the channels. If you want to become a member, if you want to help me build the channel, there are two different levels. There's a level 1 tier, which is at £1.99 a month, and there's a level 2 tier if you'd like to donate a little bit more, which is at £3.99 a month. Again, guys, any membership, any level that anybody would like to contribute towards is really much appreciated. It will just help me build the channel. So yeah, I really do appreciate that in advance. So yeah, and as Edward's saying about the game today, remember last time? Yes, unfortunately I do, mate. I remember watching it at my parents' house, and absolutely screaming at the television because of what was unfolding in front of my eyes. Obviously, we got battered there last season, didn't we? 4-0 in a game that ultimately ended our automatic promotion hopes. I think it was the game that confirmed Leicester as going up, or either as going up or as champions anyway. So they had a little laugh at our expense that night, didn't they? But hopefully it looks like Leeds United might be having the last laugh this season, given their awful season in the Premier League. So yeah, but like I say, guys, I think we're all a little bit like that this morning, aren't we? We just don't know what to expect, given it's away in London, it's an early kickoff, etc. See Harrison's in the Instagram comments. We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Love to see that, mate. Love to see it. But yeah, look, you just don't know. I was so optimistic going into Portsmouth last week. Anybody that watched the Matchday Warm Up Show from last Sunday morning, I was telling people to calm down. I was telling people that it's all going to be okay. And then we went out and didn't really put in a performance, did we? Really? I mean, I say that, there were chances in that game to win it. There were. And I think on any other day, I think Leeds win that game fairly convincingly, in all honesty. But the one thing that let me down last week, and I've seen a few people say it, and it is spot on. I think Portsmouth outfought us. I thought Portsmouth wanted it more than us on the day, and it's evident that they've actually gone on to lose their next home game in midweek against Plymouth, which arguably is a bigger game for them in terms of the relegation scrap. I think they're going to be fine now anyway after beating us, but you know, that was on paper, that was a bigger game for them. It was a chance for them to, you know, get further away from that relegation scrap, and they absolutely blew it in front of their own fans because they made more of a big deal about beating top of the league Leeds United. You know, if we'd have beaten them last week, it wouldn't have had any bearing on their season whatsoever. As long as they'd have followed it up with a win against Plymouth, which I do think would have happened. If we'd have beaten them, I think they would have gone on to beat Plymouth because of the highs and, you know, the adrenaline of beating Leeds United. It just come back down to earth on them on Wednesday night. And, you know, it was the most Leeds United thing ever, wasn't it? But on to today's opponents, Queen's Park Rangers. I believe they're coming into this game on the back of 4 straight defeats. Their home form isn't great either, apparently, this season. So up step Leeds United. But yeah, I think Elias Chair is a major doubt for them as well today. I think he come off in the game against Borough midweek. And it didn't look too good, apparently. Apparently, their coach came out and said that it's going to take a bit longer to assess him. So I doubt he will be involved in today's game, which is massive because he is their main creative threat. And I remember in that game last season when we got battered, he was there, you know, he was really pulling the strings in that number 10 role in a way that Brendan Aronson just doesn't for Leeds United. But yeah, let's have a little discussion about the team selection for today. I mean, I said it on my preview last night, which if you haven't already, go and check that out. I do think he will play Gruev today. I do, which is a shame because I just don't. Again, guys, hit me up in the comments now, you know, with your thoughts on Ilya Gruev. It just doesn't offer anything. Nothing at all. There was a point when I could understand him putting him in for away games. You know, that's a Coventry away, Burnley away, even Watford away to a degree. But Wednesday night showed to the whole fan base, and hopefully to Daniel Farker, that Joe Rothwell is a much better player in that midfield. The way Leeds United want to play, we want to be on the front foot, want to be getting in the opponent's faces, want to dominate the ball. Joe Rothwell gives you that. You know, him and Tanaka just complement each other so well. They both know where each other needs to be. If one goes further forward, the other one sits, and vice versa. You know, it's actually underrated just how good Joe Rothwell is from a defensive point of view, and Tanaka as well. I think they're both excellent defensively as well as going forward. But yeah, Joe Rothwell really does need to be starting. But like I said last night, the fact that Farker came out and said that he doesn't believe he can play 3 times in a week because he's got a stiff knee, apparently. But surely 99% of the squad are carrying little knocks and niggles along the season. But you're still playing the likes of Brendan Aronson 3 times a week, Solomon, James, Perot, Tanaka, the back four, Melier. You know, they're all playing 3 times in a week. So I don't get why he came out and said that about Joe Rothwell. For me, him coming out and speaking like that indicates that Joe Rothwell is not going to start today. I think it will be Gruev, but I think we're just going to lose something in that midfield, especially first half. Now, if we get to half time and it's still 0-0 and we've seen nothing on in terms of progressing the ball up the pitch from midfield, we need to be seeing a change at half time. I know Daniel Farker doesn't like to do it. It's always the 70th minute. But if I have to watch Ilya Gruev for 70 minutes today, I will pull my hair out. Now, again, now I've said that, he'll probably go and score, won't he? Or he'll have a blinder of a game. And believe me, I hope he does. I hope that if he plays, that we see a good performance from him. Progressing the ball up the pitch, accurate passing, just not doing the safe ball every single time. But are we going to see that? I don't think so. I think Gruev is just that type of player. He's like Glenn Kamara. Is exactly like Glenn Kamara, which is why Gruev and Kamara last season, towards the back end of last season, in hindsight, when you look back now, it just didn't work, did it? It just didn't work as effectively as what it would have liked to have done, sorry. Yeah. Tanaka scoring that goal the other day, the goal against Hull. Would you see Glenn Kamara or Ilya Gruev taking shots on from there? Absolutely not. I was surprised that Gruev scored that free kick in the playoffs last season, to be fair to him. And again, it makes me sound like I don't want him to do well. I do, but the evidence suggests that he's not going to do well. And QPR, they're going to be as physical as they possibly can. Their crowd's going to be behind them, similar to what Portsmouth was last season. We need to quieten the crowd down. A goal in the first 15, 20 minutes will do that. Hopefully we can get on the ball, we can get in their faces, and we can really affect the game in that way. But again, for me, our best chance of doing that is with Ilya Gruev. So, I mean, with Joe Rothwell, sorry, God, Gruev's just on my mind. But yeah, Leeds United Football Club, man. It's all I think about every minute of every day, pretty much. Is just how it's going to work. How Leeds get promoted, when Leeds get promoted, will the other team slip up? Let's have a little chat about that, actually, because Swansea play Burnley today, and it's at Swansea. So, hopefully Swansea can do us a favour there. Obviously, CJ Egan-Riley got his red card overturned. I think Scott Parker got his red card overturned as well, which is... I'm not even saying it's the wrong decision, but it's just so inconsistent. Daniel Farker got a yellow card and a suspension for celebrating a goal. And yet Egan-Riley, let's be honest, he has kicked out at the West Brom player. A brawl started. Even if it had just got downgraded to a yellow card, but it didn't. He's completely got away with it. The inconsistency at this level is an absolute joke. He should have kept his 3-game ban. And Scott Parker should have kept his red card as well. Because then going into these games, they would have been light in defence. They would have had to have put Joe Worrell in there. And from what I'm hearing and seeing from Burnley fans, they don't rate Joe Worrell at all. They don't believe he's at the level. So again, that would have been perfect for Leeds United. Again, I'm not saying it would have had any bearing on the result, but it would have just made them a little bit lighter, wouldn't it? Which hopefully would have worked in our favour. I'll be honest, I do think Burnley will beat Swansea. I do. But, stranger things have happened. Hopefully the Swans can do us a favour in that game. And then obviously tomorrow at lunchtime is the Steel City derby, Sheff Wednesday and Sheff United. That could be a tasty affair, could that? Sheff Wednesday going into the game on the back of beating Norwich, having been 2-0 down, came back to win 3-2 at Carrow Road. So they'll be full of confidence going into that. Sheff United on a bit of a lull, so to speak. Obviously, they were on the verge of going top of the league by 3 points the other night, the night before we played, and then Bristol City equalised late on. So yes, they did go top of the league, but only by a point. So it was a bit of a downer for them. So hopefully those little ingredients mixed into that indicate a Sheff Wednesday win at Hillsborough. But again, I think if we'll get it on paper, you would say Sheff United win the game. But again, it's a derby. It's at Hillsborough. It's going to be loud. It's going to be a toxic atmosphere. They really hate each other, don't they, them two clubs? So you never know. You absolutely never know. Leeds United could be coming into this international break. Even if Burnley win, if we win as well, Burnley win, still 4 points clear of Burnley. We could be 5 points clear of Sheff United. So yeah, like I say, it's certainly heating up at the minute. It really, really is. When will Leeds United get promoted? Is it going to be on Easter Monday when Sheff United, Burnley play each other? I dread to think, but if Leeds fell off a cliff, I don't know. You just don't know, do you? Like, we've lost 4 games all season. I think Leicester lost 10 in the whole of last season, so we're not going to lose 10 games. It's just absolutely not going to happen. Hopefully the Portsmouth game was kind of our Cardiff moment in the last promotion season when we came back after COVID. We got beat. Everyone thought it was over. But obviously the Millwall win the other night, first win. after the defeat, and then hopefully we can kick on from there. But yeah, like I say, this game today won't be an easy one at all. I can see them trying to get really physical with us and trying to frustrate us as much as they can. I think we'll probably dominate the ball, I would expect. But, you know, I thought Portsmouth would come out last week and kind of sit in a low block and try to catch us on the counter, but they did anything but that. They actually came out at us and really stuck it on us, to be fair. So maybe QPR could use the same approach. If they had Elias Chair playing, or fit, should I say, I would be a little bit more anxious going into it, but that does give me a crumb of comfort knowing that their most creative spark is probably not going to play the game today. So yeah, we really need to be taking advantage of that. We need to be winning the midfield battle. We need to be fighting, you know, because Portsmouth outfought us last week. They 100% did, and I don't want to see that again today. Whatever the result, you go out there and you give everything 100%. And I think they will. I think they'll hopefully have learnt from last week's defeat. I would like to think, and you know, hopefully they go out there and get the job done today. But like I say, guys, you know, hit me up in the comment section with your score predictions for today. I said 2-1 last night, and I'm sticking with that. I think if QPR score, it'll be either a goal on the break or a set piece. I can't see them being able to break us down in open play. And goal scorers for me today, I will go with Joel Perreault, and I will go with Dan James. Dan James and Joel Perreault to give Leeds United a 2-1 win, hopefully. But, you know, any win is a win. You know, it's not really about scorelines and performances at this stage of the season, is it really, guys? Yeah, it's the last game before the international break. Let's go out on a high. So, yeah, I think we'll leave it there for this morning, guys. Really do appreciate anybody that has dropped by to watch. And if you're watching after the live stream ends, make sure you're getting your thoughts and opinions into the comment section down below. Please like and please subscribe and hit the notification bell as well, and follow the page if you're watching on Instagram as well. And I will be live after the game at 2:30 with my instant match reaction. So make sure that you tune into that. And then there will be a player ratings video out later on this evening. There'll be the last say tomorrow. So plenty of content out. And like I said at the beginning, make sure that you check out the new membership features on the channel if you want to help out. And I'll see you in the instant match reaction later on this afternoon. Hopefully it's 3 points. And I'll see you in a bit. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.